The cabin of Flight 817 was eerily quiet, the low drone of engines vibrating through the metal floor. Most passengers were glued to their devices or half asleep, unaware that the next few minutes could define life and death. In row 12, a woman lay sprawled across two seats, her dark hair tangled, hoodie slightly rumpled, the very picture of sleep. No one paid her any mind until the captain's voice crackled over the intercom with a cold, unmistakable urgency. "Attention all passengers. We are experiencing a critical mechanical issue. If there are any combat-trained pilots on board, please make yourself known immediately." A nervous ripple ran through the cabin. Children whimpered. Phones were raised. Conversations stopped mid-word. But row 12 remained motionless at first. Then, the woman's eyelids fluttered. A slow, calculating awareness spread across her face as her body shifted, alert and tense. She sat up, muscles coiled, eyes scanning the cabin with a precision that made even seasoned travelers shift uneasily. "Any combat pilots?" the captain repeated, sharper now. "We may need immediate assistance." The turbulence hit then, violently shaking the plane. Overhead bins rattled. Drinks sloshed. Screams rose from the aisles as the aircraft tilted sharply to the left. Panic blossomed in every corner, but in row 12, she was already moving. Her fingers, long and sure, fumbled only briefly to unclip her seatbelt before snapping it open. She swung her legs over the aisle, landing lightly despite the sudden tilt, and made her way to the front, calm yet inexorably forceful. A flight attendant stepped toward her, eyes wide, mouth slightly open. "Ma'am, are you?" "I'm trained," she cut in, voice steady, commanding. "Former F-16 pilot. I can help stabilize the aircraft. Now." Passengers turned to stare as she pushed past them with unshakable confidence, her hoodie and jeans doing nothing to betray the steel within. The first officer hesitated, then quickly signaled her forward. Every second counted, the left engine's warning lights were now flashing bright red. She ducked into the cockpit, immediately assessing the array of panels, switches, and alarms. Oil pressure dropping. Engine overheating. "We need to balance thrust manually or we'll lose lift," she said, calm yet urgent. Her hands moved instinctively, flying over the throttle controls, her mind calculating angles, rotations, and pressure points like a master chess player planning 10 moves ahead. The turbulence intensified. Passengers gripped armrests, knuckles white, as the plane lurched violently. A mother screamed, trying to comfort a crying toddler, but every eye was drawn instinctively to row 12. The woman inside the cockpit didn't falter. "Throttle left 15%, she instructed. "Hydraulic pressure must be redistributed now." Outside, the sky had turned ominous, dark clouds wrapping around the plane like a predator closing in. Lightning illuminated the fuselage, each flash a cruel reminder of the altitude and the stakes. Sweat gleamed on her brow, but she ignored it, her focus absolute. Minutes blurred. The plane pitched sharply, then steadied. Passengers whispered prayers, not daring to breathe. A few brave souls peeked toward the cockpit, and their hearts raced as they watched a stranger, a woman who had been sleeping only moments ago, wrestling with the mechanisms that controlled their very lives. Finally, a softening click. The alarms dimmed. The plane steadied, though turbulence still rattled through it. The captain's voice, a mix of exhaustion and relief, filled the cabin. "Thanks to the quick action of a passenger, we have stabilized the aircraft. Please remain seated while we continue to monitor the situation." The cabin erupted into applause, some tears streaking faces, others simply staring in awe. Row 12, once unnoticed, was now a monument to courage. The woman stepped out of the cockpit, brushing imaginary dust from her jeans, not seeking recognition, not allowing herself even a smile of triumph. She returned to her seat and reclined as though she had been asleep the entire time, the adrenaline fading like the last echo of a storm. A child whispered from 2 rows ahead, "Are you a superhero?" Her lips curved slightly. "Something like that," she said, closing her eyes. Outside, the sun pierced through the clouds, painting the plane's wings with gold. No one would know her name. No headlines would capture the quiet, terrifying precision with which she had taken control. And yet, the memory of row 12 of the woman who had been sleeping moments before but woke to command life itself would linger in every heart on board. As Flight 817 descended safely, passengers remained in awe, still whispering stories of courage and skill, of a woman who had turned from sleep to hero in the span of a heartbeat. She didn't look back. The plane had landed. Lives were saved. And row 12, once a place of quiet sleep, had become the birthplace of a legend that no one would ever forget.